we're going to show you how to set up the entire water activity set. So first you're going to start off with the tent itself. You're going to want to put it in the desired area. So once you place the tent right in the middle of where you're wanting to run the set, you're going to want to have two people to undo this cover. It's going to be a lot easier. So first you're going to want to start off by unzipping it all the way up, and then inside on the bottom you'll find a strap. So just remove that Velcro strap and it's going to loosen that up, and then you're going to want to remove this bottom piece here. It acts as a dolly for the whole frame. So once you have that detached, you're going to want to have two people, one on each side, just lift straight up. So now with two people, you're going to want to have one person on each short side of the tent. Grab the outside frames and just start pulling outwards away from each other as far as you can, and then probably about arm's length, and then you're going to want to pull from these tabs here on the bottom, middle yellow, all the way out as far as it'll go. And then you're going to want to go to each corner. There's pins on each corner, and you're going to want to use your foot as an anchor and then lift this up until you hear it click. So after you've locked in all of the corner locks and also the middle ones, you're going to want to go around to each long side of the tent frame and come and strap all of these down. Just the long sides though, there's going to be 3 on each side. You're not going to want to do short sides yet because you'll use those later. So just go around and lock all of these. Next, you're going to want to get into tote 1 and remove all the contents and just set them aside. Next, you're going to want to attach each 3 of these two-way splitters to each of the yellow sprinklers. And you're going to want to grab each green tripod base and attach the green sprinkler head to the top of that. There's 3 of these as well. Next, you're going to want to attach the yellow sprinklers on each side. As I mentioned earlier, save the strap because you're going to want to use it on one side. And then you're also going to want to take these black gear ties, which are in the small clear tote of tote 1, and then you're going to want to wrap one around the opposite corner of the strap. And then you're also going to want to put one back here on the same side as the strap to lock this in place. And it works just like a bread tie. Just twist it around until it's really, really tight. So after you've got those two, you want to do the middle one. You want to do 3 gear ties on this one on each side, and then one around the nozzle, making sure that each nozzle is again pointing towards the tank. So now you're going to want to work from back up. So first you're going to want to attach the green hose to the green tripods over there, and then you're going to want to bring the hose up, loop it through here, come underneath the back side of the frame, come around, and then you can rest it on this middle brace here. The reason why we did this is because you want to prevent any sagging. You don't want these hoses to sag a lot with the weight of water and get in the way. You're going to do the same thing on the other side as this, and then in the middle, pretty similar, just loop it through here and then go over the top of the middle of the brace. And if you want, you can go around, hang it over the top of that side as well. Next, you're going to want to connect the yellow hoses on each side. In a similar way, you're going to want to loop it through on the back, through there, and around, resting on this middle brace. And then you're going to want to drop it down here and connect it to that 4-way splitter that's in the clear tote. You're going to want to do a similar thing with the middle black hose. Loop it over top and through, hanging on this. After you've connected all 3 of these hoses to the 4-way splitter, you're going to want to take the 25-foot hose on the outside, connect it, and then attach that with 1 gear tie around the bottom of the nozzle. And you're going to want to go through and check all of the nozzles, make sure that the globe valve switches are in line with the flow of water. So the one outlet that you're not going to use, you're going to want to make sure that that is off. And you're going to want to go through and check all 3 of the yellow sprinklers and make sure that the switches are in line as well. After you've attached all of the sprinklers and hoses, you're going to want to raise the tent fully. So you're going to start with 2 people on one side, raising it up, one position, and don't forget to grab the middle one as well. And then you're going to want to switch to the other side. And repeat that until it's fully raised. This is what fully extended looks like. You're going to see 3 pins here, and you're going to want to take 4 black gear ties and tie the bottom of the hose to the bottom of the frame with the extra end sticking outward. And then you're going to want to take each of these 3, pull them out all the way. You can orient them however you like. You want to make sure that the hose is on the ground to prevent any tripping hazards. You're going to want to set the tank up. So first you're going to want to pull 1 tarp out of tote 1 and place it down to where when you extend the 25-foot hose out, the nozzle is around the middle of the tarp, and you're going to want to give this hose a little bit of slack too. Before you do this, you're going to want to inspect the ground underneath and make sure that there's no sharp rocks there. So next you're going to want to open tote 2, and you're going to want to remove the pump that is in the orange bag. Move that over, set it on the side of the tarp here, out of the way of the tank. And then you're going to want to grab the tank here, the bottom of tote 2, place it in the center of the tarp. Now after you've unfolded the tank, you're going to want to start filling it up. As it's filling up, you want to make sure to pull on these 4 tabs. Make sure that it's all evenly distributed in order to use all of its volume as it's filling up. You can go ahead and attach this 25-foot hose to the pump and set it aside. Don't place it in the water yet, and also don't plug it in until you're ready to begin. You're going to want to take the second tarp out of tote 1, place it over top of all of this, and connect 3 corners with these large carabiners in the clear tote, like that. And then you'll want to leave the side where the pump is open and the hose is. That way you can easily access it. So now, using the same hose that you're using to fill the tank, you're going to want to pull that over and fill each one of these 6 buckets. You want to make sure to place them to the top base plate there. Make sure you get as much contact as possible to anchor it down. Now, if you need to do this before you start filling the tank up, if it's like a really windy day and this is shifting around everywhere, that's totally fine. Just do that and then fill the tank up. The tank is now full and you're ready to run the system. I'm going to first explain how this all works. You're going to want to make sure that even after you put it in, the pump is not plugged in until you're really ready to use it. So basically right here we have a float switch, and this will only allow the pump to operate when this is at a certain level. So it'll only activate at a certain height, and as the water level decreases, this will go down, and then it's already been calibrated to shut off at a certain water level. So when that does, that's no issue. That's just a safety measure. So even when we put this in there, this float switch is going to rise. It's not plugged in, so it will not turn on. You're going to want to put this to one side of the tank. Set it in. Float switch is up. Now as soon as you plug it in, it will run. So once you're ready to start, you'll plug the pump in from right here. You want to make sure to keep that inlet water flow running at all times as you're pumping. That way you can maximize the amount of time that you can actually use this, because you're going to be pumping out a lot more water than you are dumping it into the tank. So once you're ready, float switch is up, plug it in, and begin. Now it'll take it a minute to get all the air out of the system. It should just start right up. When you're done for the day, when you're finished the activity set, you'll want to remove the pump. And if there's quite a bit of water left, then what you can do is honestly just push on one side, and it'll get most of it out. But there'll still be a little bit left like this. So what you do, you have 2 people, grab on both sides, and you can lift up. And it'll drain itself. Once you've drained all the water out, you'll want to fold the tank in half like this. Fold it in half one more time. And then, what you'll do with this, you'll fold it from the middle one time, and then it should fit just like that inside of the tote. Assembling everything else, it may be easier to lower the tent a couple levels for you to be able to access all the sprinklers and hoses. And once you get all those pulled off, you're going to want to put them back in the designated totes. When you're tearing the tent down, you want to make sure to undo all of these straps, all 8 of them. And then after you've lowered it down all the way, you want to undo all of these pins up top here. Okay. And then you will lift here, 2 people, 1 on each end. Lift upwards. Go in with it. Just like that. So when you're putting the cover back on it, you'll do it the same way with 2 people, put it over top, and then you'll want to have one person lean this so that you can get this bottom metal plate underneath it. And then tighten the straps down again, and then zip it up. You're good to go.